Hi, this is Shane Mosley, 3-division world champion, and you're hanging out with me and LadyChann.
Hey guys, Chris Eubank Jr. dominates Liam Beefy Smith in a great performance. Beefy, rabbit punches galore. The rabbit punches were in the building. Beefy seemed to not get in the fight. Eubank's shots were fluid. He stuck with his jab. Then, as in the last fight, like I said, winnable because, it was hard to pick. I kept flip-flopping. I'm like, I don't know, is it going to go this way, that way? Listen, Chris Eubanks, he was solid. That was a solid performance. The uppercuts like he landed in the first fight were religious. He dropped Beefy about 2 times. Beefy looked like he's ankled. He has hyperextended ankles, so why aren't you wearing ankle boots and ankle support? I don't know why you're not doing that. He's really dirty with all this rabbit punching, but Eubank at the weigh-in looked amazing, and this is the first time that he's had a nutritionist was in a building. It was a nutritious building. Beefy would try and hold lock in Chris's arms, but it to no avail. Chris Eubanks boxed him from range, and then backed him up. Beefy's on the ropes. At one point, when it was a tee-off, I think that was round 6, when Chris Eubanks really teed off on Beefy, and I think he dropped him, right? Then they did that old trick, spit the mouth guard out, go after the count, go to the corner, take ages to wash that mouth guard out. That ref was definitely in more direction for Liam Smith, for sure. So after that onslaught and Chris wasn't able to get him out of there, I think Chris he was quite tired, and so was Beefy, obviously. So Chris kind of just went back behind his jab and took a round off, even though still winning those that round or two, before he amped up the pressure yet again. Beefy looked finished. Now, then Chris Eubanks starts to tee off. The body shots, I think, were really getting to Beefy, really just slowed him. He's never a fast fighter, but it really just gave him like feet in concrete. He just couldn't really do anything. And Chris Eubanks was just accurate, pinpoint, precision. The 1-2, the reverse, the 2-1, then an uppercut. Amazing. The ref lucky didn't get it waved off at the first tee off, that because Beefy, he was slipping some shots though. Beefy was slipping. Chris was catching him every other couple shots, but it was just the onslaught. And I thought the ref was going to wave it off there. Beefy sustained some damage over the right eye. And then obviously the next onslaught came in round 10, and that was all she wrote. Chris Eubank smelt blood and just pressured Beefy. Chris Eubank turned into the pressure fighter, and there was no replies for those shots, and it was the right thing to do. The ref waved it off. Now, what I don't like is Beefy talking about, it was the weight cut that got me, my ankles, I couldn't move, this, that, and the other. Well, if you know that you've got those type of dodgy ankles, like you said, why aren't you wearing ankle supports or better boots? A lot of excuses coming from Beefy. You just weren't good enough. And I wanted to say, shouts out to Mac. I heard his instructions, solid, amped up, affirmative, and precise. Mac the trainer of the year in the building. So, with a combination of will, skill, a great nutritionist, a great coach, and great mental fortitude. You never question Chris Eubank Jr.'s mental fortitude. It does prove to me that Roy Jones Jr. wasn't the trainer for him. He was definitely trying to be caught in between those types of Roy Jones Jr.-esque styles, and that just doesn't fare well for anybody. Hands low. In this fight, he kept his hands up for the most part. Beefy, high guard, but in the end, Chris would jab through that high guard, and yeah, you know, that was all she wrote. Murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote. The 187 was in the building. There was a crime scene in the building. Oh, onwards and upwards. Shouts out to Chris Eubanks Jr. Commiserations to Liam, Beefy, Bag of Excuses, Rabbit Puncher, Smith. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey, your girl, it's LadyChann, but nonetheless, come box with CHANN. Great round 10 stoppage. Yeah. CHANN!